you gonna go through it. I mean, you safe until you're not safe, until it's about you, and then you go back and be like, dang, all that stuff, that all those privileges we had, Black people gave us them privileges. Like, you weren't able to walk over here and do the things that you're doing, until we did what we did to give you that opportunity. But unfortunately, they're not going to see it that way. They're just not until it happens to them.
That's what I meant by they hitched their wagon to our ride. That's what I meant when I said they jumped on, because everybody built their movements on the backs of us while also ignoring us. Like, you know what I mean? That's the problem that I have with it, is that they built their movements on us while also simultaneously saying, don't worry about them over there. They're lazy. They're this. I'm better than them. Do for me.
But Sweeney, it's built into the country because like when Irish and Italians came over initially,
when the Irish became white,
they were indoctrinated as white, right? Yep. So initially they was treated in similar fashion at that time to some degree as Black Americans. The difference between both of those groups is we never assimilated and we cannot assimilate, and most of us never would want to assimilate, but we did. So then they structured and slated government contracts and jobs. So the Italians got the transportation, plumbing, the sewage, transportation, garbage disposal, and they were able to monopolize on government service industries. And other groups did those things. And when they got to a certain financial slate, then they leveraged that they were now acceptable enough to be considered white. They still don't consider them fully white. And the white people, the 1619 whites, will make sure they tell those white people that they're not the same as them in the near future. It's coming.
You said black people didn't want to assimilate?
I've never wanted to assimilate in my life.
I would argue that black people
that want to assimilate are usually spouting some points that also make them contrarian to the Black community and
look a mess.
Well, I would say black people
look a fool.
The biggest assimilation in American history, and it was integration.
That's false, bro.
Was the biggest assimilation. Hold on, let me finish my point. We wasn't forced into integration. We marched and fought for it. And when we got integrated, we created a legal wall. That means that there can be no benefits, no programs that serve
integration. We fought for equal rights. White people changed their minds, but
like I said, when we got integrated, when we fought for it, we marched for it.
What did we march for?
What happened?
We integrated with white folks. I'm just
okay. Well, we could agree to disagree, but just let me get the point off. What happened was when we wanted to integrate. When we integrated, it created a legal wall, and what this legal wall does is it prevents federal aids, federal governments from giving something specifically to black people. It is illegal to do. I think that's Title VI. And permits you.
That's false, Bruiser.
What? Well, okay. What is Title VI?
Well, no, you're right that federally you cannot do something specifically for based on race. However, wait. Let me finish. However, you can do something specifically for a harmed group. For example, you can do something for Black American descendants of slaves. That's the reason why Black people are trying to change and create that delineation between us and just skin color, because they still do things for the Jewish community. They still give out set-asides and stuff for the Jewish community based on them being harmed, and they are a specific group. You can do things for a specific group due to harm that was caused to them. But yes, you're right. You cannot do it. If we were to say, hey, only Black people or only Black people or this race can get something, no, you cannot do that according to the law. However, when you say, hey, the descendants of American slaves who were harmed by America, we're going to give them set-asides because this was done to them, you absolutely can do that.
Has it been done?
And they do it. They did it for the Indians. They do it for
has they done something since Title VI? Since Title VI, have they done what'd you say, the African descendants of slaves? Have they put it in, and has it been approved?
They don't. So you're
no,
talking
I'm asking.
about,
You said you can do
wait.
The answer is no.
Right. The answer is no.
Why haven't they done it?
That's not because it's illegal.
Well, okay, why haven't they done it?
Because they're not. Why do something for us if they don't want to do it?
Okay, so I'm just trying to get the what's on the record. What is the legal reason why they have that? Has it even been denied?
There is no legal reason why they can't do it.
No, what I'm asking you is, has it been submitted and rejected?
So the reason, if I was to guess, the reason that I would say what they've been doing right recently is they've been conducting a study, right? So the general consensus is that the 51 or more % of America would have to vote to try and redress the wrongs in slavery. The problem comes in where the people who are supposed to be creating the studies, and then so how the Japanese got paid for the internment camp was they went to Congress, they got the money in order to create documentaries, right? Those documentaries then in turn changed the general outlook of the American public on what occurred during that time. Then once it got approved by the general consensus of America that they needed to redress that, then they were able to get, I think it was like 25K or whatever, but they tried to make the people who were direct descendants of what happened whole again. The problem we run into is 51% of America is not race, it's still racist. So they view it as they're not gonna assist us in redressing that wrong because they see you as subhuman. Like to believe that anything else. That look, they can do it. If America was not racist, it would have been done already. Because it has not been done, it is proof that they are still racist.
I agree with you, but I'm saying it's impossible. It's illegal for it to be done because of Title VI. Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
You cannot get black. No, you can't.
It's
against the law.
You can't. If you legitimize their culture, you're talking about based on race. When
I'm talking about I'm talking about the argument we had earlier that got shut down. I'm saying you cannot attach. Oh, this is for black people only, and no other race can have it.
No, I know that, but I'm saying black.
So when you know that, it's my point. But I never was able to get to it. My whole point is, it's a question that I was going to pose to Sweeney. Since you know that, since that title, we cannot attach black to it. Do you think if it weren't for integration, we would be able to attach black to something specifically?
I don't think integration matters. You're saying if it weren't for
the Civil Rights Act and the title, okay, so let's say Title VI and Civil Rights Act. Before that, you could attach a race to something to get sole benefit. You can't do it no more.
But you asking the people who created race.
Hold on, wait. You're right. You cannot attach race to something. You're absolutely right. However, that does not mean that America cannot address and give reparations based on the specific harm that was done to Black Americans. America can most definitely do that.
According to what you're saying there's no law preventing them from giving reparations.
There's no law. There's no law preventing them from giving reparations to Black American descendants of slaves.
So why are you convinced that Title VI or the Civil Rights Act stops any race from having a specific benefit? How are you convinced that?
What?
I'm asking you.
Hold on, wait. I don't understand.
You're saying that post Title VI and civil rights, you can attach a specific race, Black people, to and reparations.
That's not what I said.
It would have to be lineage based. It can't be.
It would have to be lineage based. It's like, all right, for example, you got to think of this from this perspective. You specifically, Bruiser, were deleted due to something that happened to you, right? And then your kids would go and say, hey, because you, the American government, deleted my father, you owe us something for that. That's not their race that will be getting that. It will be them as a group and the descendant of you that will get it. That's why I keep saying for ADOS, American descendants of slaves, because there was a specific harm and accrued disadvantage that was given to a specific group of people. And that's how you would be able to address reparations. One of the main reasons why a lot of people actually do have a hard time with reparations also is because they cannot determine who's supposed to get it, who not. Because there's a lot of Black people in this country where they were saying, hey, there's a lot of Black people that came over here after the 1980s. How do we determine who gets reparations and who doesn't? Because at first they wanted reparations to go to all Black people, regardless of whether you came over here in 1980 or you were here since the 16, what is it? I can't remember the date, specific date. They were saying, and
1860 census.
Right. So that created its own different set of problems. There's a reason. That's the reason why I keep trying to say that. You notice that there's been a push in culture for Black people to delineate themselves from other Black groups because we're trying to get that reparations claim. And you can't get that without that delineation. Because we're not just a race. We were a specific group that was done specifically wrong.
Okay, I got it. Now I understand. So